daoibh agus fáilte is Misha Killian, and this is Hallowed Highlands. Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Killian. Today we are going to be doing a witch bottle, so I am going to turn my camera around so that you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so here we have all of our supplies. I apologize, you can see my microphone. Alright, I think that's the best that we're going to get for right now. So anyway, today we are going to be making a witch bottle that will aid in the release of grief. I personally have many friends that are going through a lot right now, who are going through a lot right now, and grief seems to be everywhere I turn. As we inch closer to Samhain, and as the darkness begins to rule, we are more susceptible to emotional turmoil. At Samhain, I feel grief tends to peak for many of us as we remember our loved ones who have passed away. Perhaps our loss is fresh and new, or an old and deep wound tore open. No matter the details, grief is hard to put it simply. It's excruciating and jarring. It changes us and our lives forever. Today I want to show you how to make and charge your very own grief witch bottle so that you have another tool in your self-care arsenal. Anytime you feel emotional pain, you can push that agony into your bottle where the energy can be transmuted. You will be better able to process, express, and cope with your grief so that it doesn't consume you. So let's get started. So the items that you'll need for this witch bottle include a glass bottle. I got one that has a cork top, but you don't have to use a cork top if you don't want. We also have 5 candles over here, one for each of the elements: skullcap, Uluthro, lavender, wood betane, passion flower, and actually the passion flower, I couldn't find just passion flower, so I got bedtime tea. It has passion flower in it, as well as a few other herbs that are going to be good for this. We are also going to be using some gemstones. We're going to be using carnelian, rose quartz, rhodonite, pyrite, amethyst, smoky quartz, lepidite, I probably said that wrong, selenite, black tourmaline, fluorite, and then we're also going to be using blue ribbon and a pentacle charm. If you would like to paint your bottle afterwards, you can also have things on hand like paper towels, paint. I highly suggest you use specifically like paint for glass. If you don't have that on hand, you can use acrylic. I actually am going to paint mine with acrylic later on. I also like to add ocean water to a lot of my bottles, but I'm not going to be doing that this time. I just didn't have time to go down to the beach and get any, so we're not going to be using any for this bottle. I also, before I begin adding items to my bottle, I'm going to light my incense. I'm using Nag Champa. So couple great things about Nag Champa, it's going to empower our space. It's going to purify, and it's going to lead to spiritual empowerment and heightened connection with my higher self. And it's also going to help me calm anxiety. I personally am a very anxious person, so I like to work with things that help me with my anxiety. So first I'm going to take my incense and I'm going to smudge my space. And I'm actually going to go in a counterclockwise direction, removing any negativity, anything that I don't want in this space. I'm going to go ahead and smudge myself real quick. Alright, so now we can get started. Alright, so another great thing about preventing anxiety in your work is I've said this in previous videos, and I'll say it again because it's always relevant, but one of the only requirements for a successful spell is focus. So you just need to make sure that you're able to concentrate and be present with what you're doing. Now that my space is cleansed and I'm tapped into my higher self, I'm going to start constructing my bottle. As I work, I will remain connected with my higher self as well as my intention to create a magical item that will aid me in expressing, releasing, and processing my grief. First, I'm going to add my herbs and gemstones, starting with the sleepy time tea or the bedtime tea. So one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that if you don't have money to spend on herbs, that is okay. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on herbs. You can use things like tea bags. So, you know, it's okay to get creative, especially if you are a witch on a budget. So the very first thing we're going to do is get our sleepy time tea out, or I keep saying sleepy time, bedtime tea. Just put my trash over here. All right, and I got my scissors to make this a little bit easier on myself. All right. So again, as we're adding these items, we're focusing on not just adding the item, but the intention or the energy within the items. So here I'm focusing on my herbs that I'm going to be adding, going into this bottle to be there for me and support me in processing my grief. I'm going to be making a bit of a mess here. Alright, so we got our passion flower mixed with other herbs in the tea. So as you can see, we have a little bit. So we're also, so like I said, I was actually out of passion flower, and that's why I had to buy the passion flower tea. I'm also going to add the skull cap, and as you can see here, my skull cap, my Uluthro and wood betony, I had to use capsules. I was not able to get this herb in time. So again, you can use capsules. You just open it up and then pour it in. So I'm going to go ahead and open these, pour these in. All right. So adding the skull cap, the reason why I'm adding the skull cap is it's going to support my nervous system in replenishing itself and aiding in balancing of neurological imbalances that I might have going on. And actually, I'm always having those going on. There we go. This herb is also helpful in relieving tension, and it works very well when used in tandem with passion flower. So that's another reason why I decided to use this herb. Some of these don't want to go out or come out. There we go. Stuff's not wanting to come out super easy. Alright, so again, I'm focusing on what this herb is going to be doing for me. And like I said, it's going to be helping with my nervous system. I personally have depression and have a few other mental illnesses. So I constantly have neurological imbalances going on. I also have a neurological condition called dysautonomia. So supporting my nervous system was something that I knew right away I wanted to do for my personal grief bottle. All right, one more and then we'll move on to the next one. God, I love the smell of that Nag Champa. Oh my god. Alright, so we got all of our skull cap in. Alright, so next I'm adding the Uluthro. This is like skull cap. I'm going to be actually using capsules, and I'm going to be pouring the powder into my bottle. Uluthro is going to support my bodily functions. It's going to level out any harsh swings from rest to digest and fight or flight. And it's also going to help soothe and strengthen my mind, body, and my spirit. So another thing I wanted to bring up, I bring this up a lot in my videos. When you're working with herbs and oils and stuff like that, you really got to be careful. I personally have a dog and a cat, and my cat likes to eat everything that she can get. So I have to be very careful about cleaning up afterwards so that my cat and my dog don't consume the herbs that I'm using. Because a lot of herbs are toxic to animals, so you got to be careful. Add just a few more of these. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm making quite a mess here, so I'm going to have to do some cleaning up when I'm done. Make sure my pets are safe. Oh. Alright. I can just hear my dog's ears flapping in the background. Alright. Now that I have all of that in the bottle, I'm adding lavender. Lavender is going to relax my nervous system. It's going to help stabilize swings of my mood, relieve stress, and also promote restful sleep. I often have a lot of issues with sleep, so I felt that adding things to help me with sleep would be a really good idea. My dog is coming over to see us. Hello. All right. Got a bunch of lavender in there. I love the smell of this stuff. And actually, I think I might add more since my bottle is still pretty empty. There we go. All right. And so I actually might be leaving a little bit of room in mine so that I can add some ocean water later on. The last of the herbs that I'm using is wood betony. This herb is used to help calm tension in the head region. It also helps boost and support trauma work, and it's going to help aid me in rooting myself back into my body when I've begun to dissociate too much or intensely and need to reorient myself. This grounding, calming herb will be coming from capsules as well. I should have grabbed my black salt because I actually wanted to add black salt to this, but I completely forgot to. So I'm not gonna put it in today. But if you would like to add salt, whether it's black salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt, you can add some salt in here. Almost finished with this. All right, last one. All right. So there we go. So now I'm going to move on to the gemstones. The very first gemstone that I'm going to add is carnelian. Here it is right here. Carnelian I am going to add for its ability to help ground powerful energy. Alright, the next gemstone that I'm going to add is rose quartz. This is going to be for self-love and for compassion as well. I know a lot of us struggle with self-love and compassion, so rose quartz is a great option. Next, I'm adding rhodonite to help aid me in radical acceptance of the things that I cannot control. So that is something that is very difficult for many of us, especially when we're coping with grief. So I'm going to go ahead and add my rhodonite. I'm making such a mess up here. Alright, so I actually forgot to grab my pyrite, but pyrite you can add to support your adrenal glands as you process your grief, because grief, stress, trauma, all that puts a lot of stress on your adrenal glands. I'm also going to add amethyst to help soothe me, strengthen my connection to my deities, my spirit guides, and my ancestors to help me cope with change. So here's my amethyst. Next, I'm going to add smoky quartz to bolster my creative expression, overcome obstacles, and also for purification reasons. Let's see, smoky quartz. Here we go. Next, I'm going to add lepidolite. I can never say this one right. This one is going to help reinforce my release of my suffering. Here we go. Trying to get it not to be so blurry. Next, I'm going to add a chunk of selenite. This is going to transmute the negative vibrations into positive ones. So this is a very, very important aspect of this bottle. Selenite, like I said, it grabs onto negative energy. It pulls it in, sucks it in, and then it transmutes it or shifts the vibration from a low vibration to a high vibration. I'm also going to add black tourmaline for protection, grounding, and then also to help me verbally express myself. And then it's also going to suck up a lot of that negative energy, just like the selenite. It's going to suck it up and help transmute it. All right. Now I'm adding fluorite. Fluorite is going to help me determine what energy that I'm holding on to is mine and what energy is other people's, because I tend to pick up on people's negativity a lot. So I like to use fluorite to help me determine what is mine so I can let go of what's not. Lastly, I'm going to use clear quartz because clear quartz is so great about boosting the power of other gemstones and other items used. So I'm going to use all of my clear quartz in there. Here's our bottle so far. All right, so now we're done filling the bottle. And like I said, I left some room in mine because I do want to add some ocean water since I live by the ocean. I will go pick some up soon. But I didn't have any today, so I apologize, my dog's barking. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add blue ribbon for protection, or sorry, for healing. And I'm also going to add a pentacle charm. Pentacles, I feel like I feel like this symbol is oftentimes not used when it could be. It's a very protective symbol. And actually, another witchy YouTuber, Gianna, over at Sup Witches, made a very excellent point recently in one of her witch bottle videos. The pentacle is a very powerful protection symbol, and I personally like to use it in a lot of my workings. Another great thing about the pentacle is that it represents the 5 elements. So using it empowers your work with the energies of air, fire, water, earth, and spirit. I'm going to go ahead and cut some blue ribbon. Put my top on for right now. Having all sorts of issues with my ribbon over here. There we go. We got our ribbon on here. And then I'm also going to use some of this twine to tie my pentacle on. Hopefully it will fit through the hole. There we go. So, as you can see, we've got that. Now, I am actually not going to seal my bottle because I will be adding the ocean water later on, but I'm going to show you what you can do to charge your bottle once you are done. So now I got my pentacle on there. Go ahead and trim these. All right, so once you get to this point, like I said, you can charge it. Apologize for the mess. So here I'm using yellow for air. I also have carved into my candles the elemental symbols. I used this jewelry tool right here. It's really great for carving candles. I got air, fire, water, earth, and then we also have spirit. I like to use a candle for spirit in everything that I do. So once you get to this point, you can do a lot of things. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing over my bottle before sealing it. I'm going to just kind of put my hands over it. All right, here we go. I sing to you, make me new, wash my heart, wash my soul, my grief I pour out, healing without a doubt. So it's just a little song that I wrote. I like to sing over my work because it's a beautiful and cathartic way to not only express myself, but to imbue my work with empowered energy aligned to my intentions. So now I have my 5 taper candles in a circle around my bottle, one for each of the elements. Sometimes when choosing candles for a spell, I will go with the numerology that corresponds with my intentions, and other times I burn what's on hand or what feels right. Today I wanted to do a little extra, and I wanted to incorporate the elements, the elemental spirits in my work. And like I said, I chose yellow for air, red for fire, blue for water, green for earth, and purple for spirit. So once my candles are actually lit, once I finish filling it with my ocean water, I'm going to start with air, and I'm going to drip some of the hot wax over the cork to further seal it. And I will go around the circle, like I said, starting with air, and then fire, then water, earth, and then with spirit. And I will drip wax over the cork to seal it, so that way it will stay nice and closed. I'm not going to do it because right now, because I want to get the ocean water in there first. But as you can see, we are all done. Because I like to balance my magical workings with mundane action, I'm also going to be taking a few of these herbs internally. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I totally lost my space. I'm taking a few of these herbs that I use today internally as well. So please keep in mind that while I am taking these capsules internally, I have done a lot of research into these to make sure that I can actually take them, that I'm not allergic to them, that I don't have any contraindications going on. It's very important to remember that just because herbs are natural, it doesn't mean that they can't hurt you or that they are, perfect, because we can be allergic to things and we can have other things going on that make it unsafe to use a certain herb. So that's what we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really had fun making this witch bottle. I do apologize for things being a little hectic. I'm going to try to figure out how to work the kinks out so the next time I do a recording like this, it's a little better. Anyway, I hope you guys take care. It was great seeing you. Head on over to my shop, hallowedhighlands.com. You can also head over to my Patreon to become a student. And take it easy, guys. Bye.